What's going on, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and welcome to another review of the Boruto manga. Today we're going to be covering Chapter 53, and oh boy, this one is definitely going to be a controversial one. We knew it was going to be controversial when the spoilers came out, but man, I know there's going to be some people out there that are not happy that Sasuke potentially lost his Rinnegan, because that's a pretty big deal. I mean, there goes a lot of abilities that Sasuke has if he indeed lost his Rinnegan Eye. But anyways, before I get onto the actual review, if you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Anyways, let's get on to the chapter review, shall we? So the chapter begins with Kawaki being summoned to the battlefield, and Amino back at the hideout's like, yeah, if Isshiki has taken Kawaki, yeah, we're done for. Kawaki over here is like, wow, this is Isshiki Otsutsuki, and even Isshiki's over here like, that was a close call because I literally only have 5 minutes left. I can't believe you creatures just pushed me this hard. And Kawaki over here, he realizes, what Amino said earlier, that, if they hold off long enough for Isshiki not to etch another karma seal onto him, they win. So Kawaki starts taunting Isshiki. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to see you die. I'm here to witness, your last minutes of your life. And Isshiki's over here taunting him back, being like, oh, you're nothing more. Your body is going to be used as a vessel for me to resurrect in. You have no chance of avoiding it. Naruto's on the ground here. He's like, Kawaki, run! Run now! And Isshiki stomps Naruto out, and he actually knocks him out of his Baryon mode, which I'm still surprised about this. So Kawaki tries to get away, and Ishiki's immediately right on him, and grabs him, and starts choking him. Sasuke uses Rinnegan to switch places with Kawaki, and he has a smoke bomb right by Kawaki, conveniently, which he tells him to use, which he does, and Isshiki's surprised over here. He's like, yeah, your worthless tricks are not going to do anything on me, and he just starts beating the hell out of Sasuke, stomps him into the ground. But, Sasuke basically tells him that, yeah, by the way, even though you have the Byakugan, yeah, that smoke bomb's actually designed to basically obstruct your view for a few minutes only, but it's enough time for your life to run right out. And Isshiki, getting desperate at this point, he jumps up into the air and just starts screaming for Kawaki. Like, literally starts screaming. I mean, I guess, if you have only a couple minutes left to live and this is the only way to come back to life, I mean, I guess I don't blame the dude for being this, desperate to get Kawaki. But, Naruto's over here trying to tell him, Kawaki, keep running away, just get as far away from the battlefield as possible. So, since Kawaki won't come out, Isshiki gets desperate again and actually uses another trick up his sleeve. He actually stomps Naruto, and then Kawaki's prosthetic arm comes off. He basically tells Kawaki, yeah, are you listening? You have to show yourself within 20 seconds, or else I will rip the Hokage's chest open and kill him. You can run all you want as long as you don't care about your beloved Hokage. I like how Isshiki is this desperate that he's using Naruto as a decoy to bring Kawaki out to get the karma seal on him, so shows the lengths that Isshiki will go to get his way. Kawaki has a flashback from when he was a kid, when he was trying to hide from Jigen because Jigen was the abusive father he was, adoptive father, and he would just beat the hell out of Kawaki. And no matter what Kawaki did, it was useless. Jigen would find him, and he would punish him. And so, Ishiki's over here like, yeah, you only got like 10 seconds left, and Kawaki thinks about Naruto and how he treated him, and he doesn't want to lose him. And he remembers how Naruto made him his student. And because Kawaki doesn't want to lose Naruto, he shows up right in front of Isshiki. So Isshiki goes to etch the karma seal on him, and Kawaki tries to use fire style jutsu on him. But being Isshiki, it doesn't work. I like this little conversation that Isshiki has with Kawaki. He's basically telling him, like, your only purpose is to be my vessel. But Kawaki tries to tell him that, Lord 7 told him, I have, the skills to be a ninja, and that I was empty, but Lord 7th, he gave life to me. He gave me a reason to live. But then Isshiki retorts back. He's just like, into what end? That arm that he gave you is the reason why you're here in the first place. So that's reality. It just doesn't work for you, bud. That's the reality that I'm going to win and get the karma seal back on you. And even Kawaki says that he'd rather be dead than live in a world without the 7th. That just goes to show how, how far Kawaki has come and how Naruto has influenced him, and I think that's all great. I think that was done beautifully, and I can't wait to see it being done in the anime. But anyways, Isshiki etches Kawaki with the karma, and it seems like, yep, all is lost, and Isshiki starts laughing maniacally. and he realizes he starts to fall apart. Like, one of his fingers actually falls off, and he realizes that his life has run out, but he can sleep peacefully knowing that he'll be resurrected in Kawaki's body. Or so he thought he would be resurrected in Kawaki's body. Well, the karma seal, or the karma marks, start to disappear from Kawaki's body suddenly, to the point where Isshiki is shocked. And then, I like this moment where Kawaki basically is a savage here. He's like, hey, you mind telling us how much longer you can cling to your existence? Seconds? Mr. Otsutsuki? And then Isshiki just completely loses it and just starts screaming at Kawaki. He's lost his composure completely as he realizes that he's literally about to die. And he starts screaming at Kawaki, but then his arm falls off and he's basically crumbling at this point. And he falls on the ground, and he's just wondering, he's just like, this is absurd. I implanted the karma on him. What's going on? And that's when it's revealed that Kawaki used Shadow Clone Jutsu. Yes, he completely tricked Isshiki, in which the clone actually got the karma on him. And yeah, not the real deal. So Kawaki outsmarted Isshiki here, which is amazing. Even Naruto is stunned by this. And I just love what Kawaki does here. This was actually pretty brilliantly done, in my opinion. Where he's like, seems like you want to say something. Not that it matters. You're going to die, totally outsmarted and beaten by a mere vessel. So whatever it is, this is your reality. Ishiki's over here, you bastard, as he crumbles away and dies. So with the battle with Isshiki now done, Naruto is surprised that Kawaki was able to pull it off. And Kawaki explains that his limit right now is one shadow clone. But it worked out. Sasuke shows up and he's asking Naruto questions. He's asking if he's okay, and he's like, hey, quit invading the question. Tell me about that power you use. There wasn't some serious risk involved with it, was there? And Naruto goes to explain it, and that's when the shocker moment of the chapter happens. Boruto, possessed by Momoshiki, comes in at high speed and stabs Sasuke's Rinnegan Eye out, supposedly. And he literally says, I never thought that you could actually defeat Isshiki, but good. Now you're the only nuisances left, as the chapter comes to a conclusion. So, I do have some mixed thoughts about this chapter, so let's start with the good. So I gotta say, I like what they did with Kawaki in this chapter, and it makes sense. And you can tell that Kishimoto wrote this part, because Isshiki doesn't have knowledge that Kawaki knows the Shadow Clone Jutsu, so he wouldn't have suspected that that was a Shadow Clone. So, in that sense, it makes sense that Isshiki fell and was outsmarted by Kawaki in that way. But it also just reminds me of all the times throughout Naruto where it's like a character is injured or they're in trouble, but then there's the jutsu behind the jutsu, and they manage to outsmart the enemy and prevail. You know, that's a Naruto tradition, and I like how it was carried over here, and I think it was pretty well done. So I have mixed feelings on two things in this chapter. Isshiki's death, and Sasuke losing his Rinnegan. Potentially losing, I should say. So let's start with Isshiki's death. So I want to say I have no problem with Kawaki outsmarting Isshiki in this manner. I think that was brilliantly done, and I think that's one of the positives for this chapter. However, when it comes to Isshiki himself, as a character that's presented as the strongest character currently in the Naruto franchise, and Kage as partner, and this is how he goes out, I just feel a little unsatisfied with this character. Like, we've only known about Isshiki for a little over a year now, when his name was dropped back in chapter 38, I believe. And I don't know, maybe the anime can, redeem Isshiki a little bit, because, I just don't feel like he was a very satisfying villain at the end of the day. Like, compare him to Madara, compare him to Pain, compare him to Obito, he just doesn't have the same depth that those characters have. There's more to those characters that make them great villains. With Isshiki, I just don't get the same feeling. I'm also really confused as to what's going to happen in the future now, because Kawaki gets the Karma Seal again, but it's not from Isshiki? Excuse me? So is there another Otsutsuki out there? I can't see it being Momoshiki, because Boruto is Momoshiki's vessel, so it's got to be somebody else. Or did Isshiki implant a Karma Seal on somebody else before he left for Konoha? The only person I can think that he implanted a Karma Seal on in order to come back, if he actually manages to come back and implant a Karma Seal on Kawaki later on, would be Code. Like, that's the only thing I can think of at the moment, because right now I'm like, okay, how the hell does Kawaki get the Karma Seal back? Because as of right now, it just doesn't make sense anymore now that Isshiki is supposedly permanently dead now. And let's talk about Sasuke's Rinnegan Eye for a second, because, yeah, I wanted a little bit more context as to how this happened when that spoiler panel came out. And I was more so, a lot of people were getting mad, and I was like, okay, before I actually judge this scene, I want to see more context as to, what led up to this. And not gonna lie, I'm not sure if I'm disappointed or if I just wanted more from this, because I don't know if it's because of how Ikimoto drew it, but yeah, I'm not buying it. I feel like they should have been able to sense Boruto coming at like even if it's high speeds. I understand that Momoshiki has possessed him, and he's gaining a lot of, Momoshiki's powers, but still, it's like, I feel like Sasuke would have actually sensed Boruto coming at him at a high speed and would have been able to either dodge or something. I understand that Sasuke is injured and he's expended quite a bit of chakra, but I still don't buy the fact that Boruto just flew at him at high speed and he didn't see him coming. So one more thing that I'm a little bit confused about with this chapter 2 is Boruto potentially getting a scar very soon, because when this whole battle was set up and Boruto got Sasuke's headband again, I'm like, okay, he's 100% getting his scar at some point in this battle. Momoshiki's going to take over and Sasuke's going to give him the scar. But I'm not so sure anymore, because as you see in this chapter, the headband is no longer on Boruto's head anymore, so is he going to be getting his scar very soon, or is it going to be during the time skip? Yeah, I'm not really sure anymore. Just like with Kawaki not getting the Karma Seal from Isshiki in this chapter, yeah, I'm not sure if Boruto is going to be getting his scar like very soon, so who knows. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was something I was expecting to happen, like either in this chapter or the next chapter, but I'm not so sure anymore. Okay guys, that's all I got for the chapter review. So overall, I think this is a good chapter. I don't think it's the best Boruto chapter, and I have some mixed feelings about it, but that's all going to depend on how the next couple chapters go. Are they going to, is there going to be some explanations coming up to explain certain things, like Kawaki potentially getting the Karma Seal again? Maybe Ishiki's not really dead. Maybe Sasuke didn't lose his Rinnegan. I don't know. There's a lot of questions going on into Chapter 54, so we'll see how Chapter 54 handles things. So anyways, I think my final score for this chapter would be either an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10. So guys, in the comment section down below, what'd you think of this chapter? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Post your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll talk to you guys later. You all stay safe out there and have a great day or night wherever you're at. See ya.